How you doing, YouTube? What's up? It's me and my boy Mike. That's your cue.
Hi, my name's Mike from Nerd Sense.
Okay, it's me and Mike, and we're gonna do a little live session here. I named it "Thomas Keeps Mike Honest," a lifestyle discussion. I think that kind of fits, doesn't it? Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Fucking lifestyle discussion. How about Mike? You tell us a little bit about what's gonna go happen here, because you're the one that got the ball rolling.
Yeah, I guess. Well, earlier in the year, maybe like it was winter, so January, February. I think late January. I had started like a very I mean, at least for me, like intensive like exercise routine.
Mm-hmm.
I had cleaned up my diet a little bit, and I was doing a lot of every day. I did like between 7 and like 15 miles on my. I mean, it's a stationary bike. I wasn't, traveling around town, but I was exercising quite a bit, and I'd seen significant gains, and I ended up hurting my leg, and then I don't know. I fell off again and on again and off again and on throughout the year. And I was on I was on vacation in Florida last week and feeling pretty terrible about myself, and not because I was in Florida, but just because.
Well, you mentioned you had some sleepless nights there, and I know that. On average, you often mention that you have a weird sleeping routine, or weird, not for you weird, but you have a sort of broken sleeping routine.
Oh yeah, I sleep terribly, always do. But it was worse the last like month. I don't think it had to do with that. I don't think it had to do with that, but it certainly made me feel worse about myself, to be fair. But I don't think it was because of I mean, I'll get to it a little bit more, I guess, in a second, but I was thinking once the vacation was over, I should probably get back to treating my body with a little more respect, I suppose. And I figured if I had to come on here every week and explain what I did and didn't do, amongst other things, I do want to make this, about the both of us. But I do think, at least the start of every show, we should discuss.
I always want it to be about you. You know that, right?
But I figure, at least to start, we can at least figure out where I fucked up or where I didn't fuck up. And I'm not here to.
Let's start there. Let's start there. Let's start about the fact that, first of all, we're going to try and make this a weekly thing. We're going to attempt to do this depending on how your schedule is or mine, because, despite popular belief, you and I actually both have a life outside of YouTube and work. I mean, mine is hardly non-existent right now. But, I mean, we both have lives. Is it me, or is my video feed incredibly jittery? Are you seeing me like...
It's okay on my end.
Oh, it's probably just my end then, because that's the way my laptop is probably processing it. It just means that for everybody else, everything is coming through smoothly. So we're going to try and do this a weekly thing. We're going to try and talk about fun stuff. That's important. We're going to talk about like TV shows or movies. We're going to talk about lifestyle a little bit. We're going to talk about the way, and that's the biggest thing. We're going to talk about you wanting to have a sort of like... shall we call it social control? So not social control, social feedback on how you're doing, and being able to have this sort of place where you can talk about the things that you're proud of, the things that may have gone wrong. Wrong is a bad word. May have gone not the way you wanted it to. The way that, I mean, wrong, I hate wrong, because wrong is such a negative word. It went
Yeah,
not the way
I
you
mean,
planned it.
yeah, I mean, I'm not here to cover semantics. Like, I would say where I made mistakes or I didn't make mistakes. Um, I mean, I have relatively thick skin. I'm not going to be too concerned, I suppose.
Okay,
We
well,
can just discuss things pretty openly, within reason. I mean, I don't need be like,
let's talk about some positive stuff first.
yep.
Considering when you came back from vacation, vacation is basically two big middle fingers up into the air, saying, pow pow pow, fuck to everything, and let's have some fun. We're not going to talk about what
Oh yeah,
happened there. What happened? You came back on Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday, yep.
Yeah. So how has your in the way that you envision your uh, healthy routine in terms of exercise, food, shit like that? How has it been in terms of from your point of
Well,
view?
I didn't, I didn't uh, immediately get on track because I mean, I think we got back first thing. I mean, I think the first day I went to a place to have a few beers with my brother and stuff. It wasn't like a concern. I mean, it was a concern, I guess, but it I didn't start like where I was gonna start tracking and kind of keeping myself accountable. Which is something. Where are these? Sorry.
Hmm?
Okay, thank you. Sorry, my brother. Um, but on the second, which was I think was that Thursday.
Yeah, think
Uh,
so.
on the, yeah, okay, yeah. On December 2nd, I weighed myself and I listed every single thing I ate throughout the day,
Okay.
including beverages, and I logged any exercise I did, and I did the same thing on the third, and I did the
Whoa,
same
whoa,
thing
whoa,
for
whoa! Shit.
yesterday.
Sorry. Hi. I did a thing. I fucked up my camera there for a second. Okay, that's what you did yesterday.
But anyway, I've done it since the second, so the last 3 days. I I haven't done anything today, including eating. Well, I had a couple of sweet peppers, um, but that was my
A
wife.
sweet pepper, is that like a bell pepper?
Kinda. I mean, it tastes like a bell pepper. But they're like these little small peppers. They're maybe like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
3.5 inches. They look almost like jalapenos, but they're sweet. They're not spicy. And
Were they jalapeno business?
sure,
Okay, no, I'm sorry. You know me. You know me. I'm just gonna make jokes all around. But
yeah. No, these sweet peppers. Basically, I stayed up last night. I watched some sports with my brother until I don't know, 2 in the morning, a little after that local time,
hmm
and then I got up with my wife like an hour and a half later to bring her brother to the airport. Then I that took a couple of hours, and I came home. And I really haven't slept that much, so I haven't really done anything today. But I ate a couple of peppers on the ride to keep myself alert.
Okay.
Um, but so I've done nothing today. So everything I listed is going to be from the second on.
For the people who are chiming in, by the way, I'm looking at the chat, and by the way, guys, just let me quickly clarify this. So I might not pop in the chat a lot. Please do keep talking in the chat. Leave comments if you're watching this afterwards. This is basically a little bit of a volley between Mike and I. If you have things that are very relevant to the conversation, I will absolutely highlight them. But for those who are chiming in, he's talking about today. For you, it is what's your current time?
About 10 in the morning.
Exactly. Okay, so for people who are watching this live right now, are like, what the hell? He hasn't eaten all day. It's 4 p.m. for me, just past 4 p.m. For my British followers, it's like 3 p.m. So a lot of these people are thinking, why the hell hasn't he eaten? He may have just woken up. I mean, sometimes during the weekend, I have breakfast at like 10 or 11 as well. So don't freak out if you're thinking, like, why is he not eating? I mean, just pointing that out. You were talking about weighing yourself.
Yep.
Is there is that a big thing for you? Weight.
Um, I mean, yes and no. I mean that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is just to sort of be healthier and get back to. I mean, yeah, I mean, weight's a goal, I guess, but I'm not looking at it like that I have to hit this point. I don't have like a goal that's where I need to be. I just want to. I definitely need to drop a lot of weight though. I mean, I'm very heavy, you know.
Mhm.
Um, so, but at the same time, when if I step on the scale, I don't get upset and like oh Jesus, I can't believe I should have dropped 2 pounds by now. It's not going to be like that. It's just, but at least it gives you something sort of numerical. It gives you something
Mhm.
tangible. Um, you know, because it's hard to. Um, I don't get in my 20s. Like if I went for a run for the first time in 6 months, it would be pretty rough.
Mhm.
But my second one would be like as if I didn't take 6 months off. It's just like knocking the dust off. And that doesn't happen now that I'm in my late 30s. It's just like to make gains where I'm get faster, and it just doesn't happen like that anymore. Not for me.
That's a good that I get that. Um,
So the only
you
thing I
ex-
have is tangible is weight, you know. But it's not going to be something I'm super upset about or anything.
people are very focused on weight often, and weight doesn't mean anything in the long run. You can weigh 100 kilos and look, depending on how tall you are, you can be 100 or 110 kilos, or that would be like 200, 220 pounds, give or take, and look very obese if you're very short. You can be that kind of weight and be very tall and look normal. Normal, I hate the word normal. Normal as in what people conceive as normal. You can be 110 kilos and not have a gram of fat on you if you are
Yeah, yeah.
basically very muscular. Muscles weigh, in terms of density, muscles are heavier
Oh yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
fat. Exactly. So the entire weight thing is something that I mean, I'm not gonna lie with you. I struggle with the weight issue as well, and you know this. We talked about this in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
Weight is a bit of a thing. Um, Being able to, I think one of the things that people often forget is being able to look at yourself and feel comfortable is very important. And size, weight doesn't really enter into the equation in terms of numbers. It enters into the equation in terms of, again, that comfort zone. What are you okay with? What feels good for you personally? For me, the feeling good personal thing. You at one point asked me, like, you asked some questions about how did you do. People people that follow the channel probably by now know that I used to be pretty large, and I lost a lot of weight. I lost too much weight. I gained a little bit of weight, thankfully. And one of the questions that people sometimes ask me is, "How did you do it?" Blah blah blah. One of the questions I get is, "Why did you do it?" The why is, you're talking about age right now. You're late 30s. You are, how old are you?
I'm 37.
You're 37. I'm 39.
Mhm.
I remember being 29, being hunkered down, crouching down in the store that I worked in at the time. I was through my knees. I was still on my feet. I wasn't kneeling per se. I was like hunkering, crouching, whatever you want to call it. And I had to get back up. And I remember being 29 and had to go like, ow, 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 ow. My knees were hurting.
Mhm.
I was 29 and my knees were hurting because of all the extra weight I was carrying. And that was the point where I said to myself, this is not right. This is not supposed to happen to somebody who's not even 30 yet. And that was my
Yeah.
biggest thing. It wasn't of course, I didn't like the fact. I mean, I used to get bullied a lot as a teenager because I was, big. And I hated the bullying. I hated all of that. I hated all of those things. I was feeling pretty okay with myself in the terms of the way I looked. It was the fact that my body at the age of not even 30 was suffering because of my weight.
Mhm.
Not to mention what it was going to do when I was going to hit 40s. I mean, I don't know about you, but how many people do you hear about in your, circle, men that are nearing their 40s, just hit 40s, and, diabetes, heart conditioning,
Mhm.
your joints, shit like
Oh yeah.
that. that was a wake-up call for me, where I realized I'm at an age where it's easier right now. And the same thing goes when you're nearing your 40s. You're at an age where you still have more control over your body in terms of weight loss, weight gain, muscle gain, your general physical health than you will be 20 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of that wake-up call where I realized I don't want to be one of those 40-year-olds that's going to have to suddenly wake up in a hospital bed wondering what the hell happened, and a loved one stands next to my bed saying, "You had a heart attack."
How tall are you, Thomas?
I am for the Dutch I'm just gonna say I'm 192 in centimeters, centimeters, 192 centimeters. I think that's like 6'3".
Okay.
And I know you guys like to joke about the fact that I'm 5 foot, but honestly, God, I am about 6'3".
Okay. That's quite tall. Yeah. I'm only slightly shorter than you. I'm like about 6'2", a little over 6'2".
Yeah. And I used to be about your weight.
What did you top off at? Do you remember?
I don't know the exact weight. I stopped measuring at one point, but I do know that at one point I was about 120 kilograms, give or take.
Okay. All right. So I weighed myself on on December 2nd. I was 279 pounds, which is 126 and 1/2 kilograms, which is quite big. I measured myself this morning, and I'm 271 pounds. Now that's a lot for a couple of days, but this happened to me last time. It's like, I don't know like I'm hiding a bunch of weight somewhere. I don't know, but like it seemed like the first 10 pounds came up in then only a couple of days, and then after that, then it was like very, very small increments. But
that's not unusual. That's not unusual. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was saying like that's my start. My start was 279, and I didn't do like the metric for today. I don't. And it was Americans should use metric, but we don't, and I don't have a good excuse for that.
No, except I'm gonna make the joke here, except when it comes to guns, because then suddenly you're all about the millimeters and whatever.
I don't even.
I know that was a harsh joke. I'm sorry, but we joke about that stuff every now and then.
That's all right. I'm not. I don't get concerned. I don't have guns, and I don't. I think that
No, that's what I mean. You and I, we joke about the American obsession with that, but so in the beginning, here's the thing: when you, why do we gain weight? Well, it's very simple. We eat too much. Food is fuel for our body. If you take in too much fuel in a car, it just spills over and it's gone. That's not how the body works. Nope. If you intake too much fuel, your body's going to go like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm just going to store it, and that's the fat. Now you just went into a period of your life where you started eating a lot less, and your entire body is like, but I need my calories, I need my fuel, I need my sustenance. So it's going to start burning away the fat that you have. It's going to do that for the first couple of days, and then it settles down into a rhythm. So suddenly you start losing quite a lot at first. Mm-hmm. There's actually a chance, because of what you're doing right now, is that you're going to gain a little bit in the next couple of days because you're drinking. You're drinking a lot of water. In the first couple of days, we often tend to forget that. So some of the weight that we lose is actually liquid. It's moist. I hate that word, moist. But you start losing a little bit of that, liquid. So all of that is gone. You start replenishing your body with more water, sometimes a little bit too much, and you might actually, you're going to either level out, you're going to plateau, or you're going to gain a little bit. Not much, but maybe a little bit. That's your body settling into a new routine.
Yeah, but also you can end up where your body starts to sort of panic and try to hold on to the fuel, like hold on to the fat and stuff. Yeah.
And that's the second one, because at some point your body's like, okay, I used some of that extra fat that we had because we're in a lean period, but are we in a, now here's your body having an inner monologue. Your body's like, yeah, man, we went into a slightly lean period, but thankfully we have some reserves, right? So that's good. I'm okay with that. We can use some of those reserves now. And then your body's like, are we going into a longer, leaner period? Does this mean that there's a food shortage? Does this mean I should actually store more fat because we're in some shitstorm right now? Let's store more fat. So what does your body do? It doesn't use the fuel that you're taking in to actually fuel your body. It's going to take that fuel and build more storage for long term. And that's why you start feeling tired after a little while of dieting, because your body doesn't actually take that fuel to ignite your system for now. It starts to build up reserves again for when it starts to get really bad, because it's a bit confused, like what's going on. So crash dieting is one of the worst things to do, because your body actually starts gaining after a little while.
I'm kind of crash dieting. I guess I'm not. I mean, I'm eating. I'm getting full. I'm not like I'm just eating different things, I guess, for now. I'm not like typically I would sort of eat to excess, you know. Like if I went to a restaurant, I would eat until I was hurting, because I was like, I don't want to bring these leftovers home. I'll just keep eating them, you know.
Well, there's that. So in terms of, let's seriously start talking about nutrients. What are you partaking right now when it comes to carbohydrates, fats, things like that?
Oh, I haven't gotten too deeply into and sort of like macros and all that stuff. But what I've done is to start is first thing is I'm trying to eat mostly at home. So home cooked food, so I know what's in it, right? At least as far as like I know I'm not using a ton of butter or I don't know, a ton of sugar, because there's a lot of sugar in a lot of restaurant foods for reasons that I've not been able to figure out. Especially in the United States, or lard. And so I think it was on Wednesday night, so the day before I started kind of where I was on my little path. I made a bunch of like baked chicken that I chopped up, and I basically making these these little tacos multiple times a day. In the morning, I mix in a couple of eggs, and I make these little egg and chicken and onion tacos. And then I mean I've done that a few times anyway. And I'm eating them for dinner. I probably have maybe till today before I gotta kind of maybe throw them away. It's been a couple of days now. But then I'm gonna make something else. I'll go buy a pork roast or something, and I'll make a bunch of little things with that over the couple of days, just so I don't go out and eat as much, you know. Although I did go out yesterday for dinner with my brother and my wife, to be fair, but
nothing wrong with that. I told you before, like I'm gonna have takeout's on its way. It's gonna be here in like an hour and a half.
Yep.
Let's tackle that thing a bit. You just mentioned something about butter. It depends on what kind of butter you're using. If you're actually using high quality, actual butter, and you're using it in a normal amount of way. Okay, so here's a fun fact. Somebody always here's one of those food things, right? Why is it that every time I go out to a restaurant, my food tastes so much better than it does at home? Why is it that in a restaurant the mashed potatoes are so much creamier and fuller and richer in taste than the ones that I make at home? Well, when you make it at home, you use 2 tablespoons of butter. In the restaurant, what you're eating isn't potato. What you're eating is 50%. It's 50% fucking butter.
Yeah.
Fat is delicious.
That's fact, yeah.
If you use, so let's say you want to make a steak, right?
Yep.
You make a steak. A good steak has a little bit of fat on it, but those aren't the worst fats there are.
No.
They may not be the best, but they're not that bad. If you just rub that steak with a little bit of olive oil, start grilling it in the pan, and add like a tablespoon of butter for the
Yep.
browning and everything. That's the amount of fats that you're getting in your system. Isn't all that much. You're getting a lot of good, healthy protein from that steak.
Yeah.
And the fats that you're getting fats are not bad for you. You kind of need them.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, even like people
Yeah.
I know, they'll say, "Oh, I ate salad, but I didn't have a dressing on it." Like, congratulations, you've done nothing for yourself. That's all going to go to your stool. You need
Yeah.
fats in order to move nutrients around your body.
But on the other hand, there's people like, I go to the restaurant. What did you have? I just ate a salad because I want to be healthy. What was in the salad? Well, I think there were like 3 handfuls of cashews, and they had like this creamy dressing on it with lots of gorgonzola. And I'm just looking at these people. You should have ordered the steak. You should have ordered the steak, because the steak would have been healthier for you than that damn salad you just had with, I don't know how many.
I think most restaurants here, I don't know if there's a requirement, but they list the actually, I want to comment on that in a second, Thomas.
Oh yeah, no, I just dropped it because of we'll get back to it. I just dropped it because of the visual, but we can get back to it. Don't worry.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think most restaurants around here, at least, I don't know if it's a law, but I don't even know. But they'll list like on the menu, I don't know, chicken salad, whatever, and X calories, or steak, X amount of calories, French fries, X amount. It lists it right on the menu.
Isn't that fabulous, though? I like that, because
it is. But it makes you get worried about about these salads. Jesus Christ! Some of them have Some of them have like 1,100, 1,200 calories, like in a salad.
And the steak with the baked potato will have like 800 calories. And here's the thing, though, by the way, calories and nutritions are different things.
No, yeah, you're right. But
you can have like a sorry.
I'll say, but like the biggest thing is that if you're taking in, if your body is supposed to, I mean, whatever you need to maintain a healthy weight, if it's say 2,000 calories, that seems to be where the general baseline is, and you're taking in 3,600 calories, you better be burning 1,600 throughout the day in order to maintain your weight.
Exactly.
I mean, it's more complicated than that, but I assure you, if your regular calorie intake is supposed to be, say, 2,200 calories, and you're eating 3,500 a day, you're going to add weight. If your regular is 2,200, maybe you're taking in 2,200, but you're burning 200 or 300, you're going to lose weight.
I've been actually, I know. I've been losing some weight lately, apparently, because I've been able to tighten my belt a little bit more. And I have been like in the last couple of weeks, not like in the last couple of months, actually, I've been eating like 2 bags of potato chips, crisps, whatever, like Doritos or whatever, in the weekend. I might have some takeout. In the weekend, I'll be doing my beers. During the week, I won't do any of that, by the way. Mm-hmm. I have lost weight. Why? Because my new job has just made me so physically active. I am fucking burning calories. It's the balance. It's all about balance. So Mercy Beers, I'm going to go back to his first comment. He just said, I stopped cooking with butter in the pan years ago, went to extra virgin olive oil, then to olive oil spray. So here's the thing. Yes and no, but no and yes. You can do both. You can do both and just add a little bit of olive oil, add a little bit of butter, like maybe just like, 10 grams? 10 grams can be enough to have that buttery flavor in there without adding all the fats from the butter. Make sure you have unsalted butter. That's a very important one, because salt is also a killer to the system.
But also you do need salt for cooking. But if you do it yourself, you can control it. Like if you're adding salted butter and then you're salting yourself, you might be way overdoing it. So unsalted is perfect because you can control the salt yourself.
And look at so many of these spice blends that are like 50, 60, 70% salt and the rest is spice. Either make sure that your spice blend says 10% or less. A lot of them these days have like 0% salt. It's just pure spice. Are they more expensive? Yes. Are they worth it? Hell yes. Because you're just buying the spices. You need less of them because it's not so much salt. You can just dude, make a little stew with like vegetables and whatever. Don't add salt. Add like half of a stock cube. There's salt in there. There's flavor in there. Mike froze. There he is. Shit like that, you know. I'm gonna go to this comment because you want to comment on this.
Yeah, no, I think it's I think it's I mean I don't have anything necessarily to comment. I do think that well, yeah, I do. I do think that what he's saying here, he needs to get back to the gym, but it hasn't been since COVID. I mean, that's a very
sorry
common thing right now. Like, you know, a lot of people put on weight in these COVID times. I know that I know that for me, like I did really well at the beginning. It wasn't a big deal to me. I did okay, but I do all my working out at home. My weight gain to blame COVID would be a lie. I did it because I'm a piece of shit sometimes, you know. And I don't mean that to be derogatory, but mine had nothing to do with COVID. But I have seen it in a big way with people that were active gym goers, you know. And I do think I know people that were that in the beginning were stuck at home, as we all were, and they were trying to support local businesses like local restaurants, so they were buying more to get delivered. And I do think that sometimes if you couldn't leave your house at all, that little bit of the outside world was worth it. So you're getting the food from the outside delivered when maybe you weren't doing that as much before, you know.
Food, like especially fatty, salty foods are like a high pick me up. Alcoholic beverage are so. It's amazing that it's amazing that people. It's not amazing. It's amazing. Wait, that came out wrong. It's not amazing, but understandable that people did all of these things, especially to support their local business. And, you know, having some comfort food. I mean, they call it comfort food for a reason, right? And this is why they called it the COVID kilos or the pandemic pounds. We all gained the COVID kilos and the pandemic pounds. We all had that. And that's not weird, man. I mean, come on, look at what happened.
Yeah, but for me, I assure you, it had nothing to do with COVID.
Well,
it was gonna happen either way.
But so let's just look through some of the comments. Explain broodje gezond to everybody. So broodje gezond would be like a healthy sandwich, but a healthy sandwich, broodje gezond, would basically be like this big Italian roll that in itself could be like 350 calories. So they add like healthy stuff to it. They add a little bit of cucumber. They add some tomatoes. They add some salads, like some iceberg salad. That's nice, but all of it is smothered in this unhealthy dressing. And then they add like some cheese to it, but not like a nice, you know, fat-free cheese. No, they'll add like the cheese with a lot of flavor to it. So like fatty, salty cheese. They're going to add dressings to it. They're going to add mayo to it. They're going to add whatever fucking to it. And then at some point you have this healthy sandwich, which is going to come in at like a hefty 800 calories worth of, you know, lunch. And then a lot of these people, and a lot of these people are going to go, yeah, well, you know, I had a healthy sandwich for lunch. Let's add let's get some shawarma for takeout because I had a healthy lunch, right? No, you had an average dinner. Just so you know, an average dinner should, between brackets, again, compared to your lifestyle and whatever, should top at like 500 to 600 calories. That's a healthy dinner. You had an unhealthy dinner for lunch, so you decided to have an unhealthy dinner for dinner. And you're wondering why you're gaining weight. Because you know what? Both of those times you were like, I'll have a nice Coke or a beer next to it. Not to mention the cereals you had for breakfast, the 2 Mars bars you had in between, the piece of pie that your colleague brought into work because she was like, it's my birthday, we'll have a snack. And then you're wondering, sitting in your office all day behind a laptop, not moving your ass, you know, burning about 1,100 calories a day, intaking, like you just said, 3,300, and you're wondering, why am I gaining weight? Because I just had that healthy sandwich, didn't I? No, you fucking didn't. You fucking did not. You fucking ate fats, proteins, you know, lots of egg whites, because a lot of those sandwiches will have like eggs on it, like 1 or 2 hard-boiled eggs in slices. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, eggs are awesome though.
Eggs are fantastic. No, eggs are a healthy thing. Eggs are a
Yeah.
healthy source of protein and egg whites, but you need to use them again in the right way. 1, 2 for like a dinner is enough. So if you're having 2 for your lunch, 2 for your dinner, and if you're one of those people that says like I'll have 2 hard-boiled eggs as a snack, that's six eggs a day. Unless you're freaking Terry Crews, you know, pumping irons all day, making sure you're in optimum physical form, you're not doing your body any kind of favors.
Well, I'm going to go over a little bit of what I've eaten over the last few days, just to be.
Let's do that.
All right, so on December 1st, I made the chicken to make essentially to make tacos, right? On this December 2nd, I threw 2 scrambled eggs into a pan with Kyle, very nice. Kyle's a great guy. Wow, there we go.
Yeah.
But I did 2 scrambled eggs with like maybe some amount of chicken and onions. I didn't weigh it out, enough to essentially fill 2 street style tortillas. They're quite small. They're like maybe 3 inches across.
They're the snacks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I loaded them up. They're a good size. You know, it's a good breakfast. So I did that for breakfast. So just eggs, chicken, and onion, with a little bit of like a green chili kind of a salsa for some moisture on it.
Oh, like sort of like what are they called? Poblanos?
Oh, I didn't make it. It's store bought, but it's poblano and tomatillo sort of a salsa. Yeah, it's very good and nice and flavorful and a nice acidity. It's good balance for the eggs and the chicken.
People, by the way, quickly in between because let's not forget, healthy food is still delicious. People forget that like scrambled eggs with some acidity over it and a little bit of spice is like that's like God's gift.
Oh yeah.
To like morning food, breakfast food is like scrambled eggs or like a boiled egg or maybe like a fried egg with a little bit of acidity and spice on it. That is the best way to start your day. Oh, anyway, sorry. You're what you have for dinner?
For lunch, it wasn't actually intended to be this way, but it ended up worked out. I just had like a protein shake. It wasn't intended to be that way. I was just having it because I worked out pretty hard and I have a bunch around, so I had one, but I didn't have anything else to eat that around lunchtime, so that was my lunch essentially. And for dinner, I did a couple more of those tacos. They're very, very good. The only thing I had for snacks that day was like maybe 5 or 6 mini sweet peppers. I think I was telling you I had this morning. Awesome. That's all I had for snacks. So that day I probably had less than 1,400 calories probably in a day, which is very low for me. I eat quite a lot. So the only thing I drank that day was water and a pre-workout drink called C4 Sport that you can get in the United States. It's just like I don't even know what it's in it. Vitamins and
yeah, I think I know what you mean. I think we have something like called AA drink here in the Netherlands. Everybody knows about the vitamin, like it's the electrolytes, it's vitamins, it's water. It's you have to be careful with them. There's sugars in them, of course, but in a way,
this one's 0 sugars.
Oh, good, because that's an important one. People sometimes think like athletes use it a lot, and they're like, so it has to be healthy. Well, for athletes, it is. Because they burn a lot of, they need the sugars in but for somebody who isn't exercising a lot, buy the 0 sugar ones that Mike is talking about right now. But because then you won't get the sugars, but you get the electrolytes, you get all the other good stuff that's in the vitamins. Yeah.
And then, so that was for the second. And my exercise that day, I did a 20-minute HIIT workout with Apple TV. Apple has this program. I don't know if it's worldwide, but in the United States, where they have basically these fitness trainers who do a bunch of exercises. Now, obviously, it's up to you to do it with the TV. You know what I mean? Like, but I did one of those. It was pretty brutal. Like, it was one that wasn't that hard for me last year. I was like, oh man, it kicked my ass pretty hard. And I did like a 45-minute walk later in the evening.
That's good. That's actually a good thing. Those walks in the evening will help you with, you're not going to burn off the calories that you just had for dinner because your body is still processing those. But it's going to help you burn off, some of the calories you have through the day. And get that again, this is the key word, balance in your system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On the 3rd, so this is is this Friday?
2 days
I
ago.
think it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, Friday, because it's the 5th now.
Yeah, I did again the tacos for breakfast with scrambled eggs, chicken and onion. And then for lunch I did it was a 6.35 ounce salad. It was a store-bought thing, lettuce and I don't know, chicken and shit, but but 6.35 ounces. For dinner, I did some more of the chicken and onion tacos. And for snacks, I did 2 1 1/4 ounce bags of beef jerky, one in the afternoon and one in the evening. And I had a banana as well. That was my food for the 3rd. For drinks, I did coconut seltzer, water, and some energy drinks because I didn't sleep Thursday night, which sucks. And I had to drive to and from work, and my work is not that close to here. So I had to drink it on the way in and one on the way home. I stopped at Sean's. So yeah, this is Friday. I stopped at Sean's and we did 2 beer reviews.
Well, considering Sean is an asshole, he probably, made it worse for you.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
We did BCBS Cherrywood, which is, fuck. And then and I did a Hot Butcher IPA, or double IPA, I believe. I only had a few ounces of the Cherrywood, and I had a few ounces of the Hot Butcher, which I did not finish. It was very good, but I dumped it because I didn't need anything extra. But I'm still going to continue doing the beer reviews. But I generally, especially if I do them in person with Sean, I don't really I don't do too much. And if it's something's quite strong, I'll just dump it before I go because I got to drive home. So that'll help if I do them. Typically in person, I'll just drink them all the way, But if not in person, if remote, I'll drink them all the way. But if going forward, if that's the case, I can probably just pass them off to my brother or my wife or something if they want to have them.
So maybe we should make that a topic at the moment. I'm just going to quickly segue into Kyle's comment. He says, great topic. I'm recommitting to my weight health. I remember Kyle actually doing a thing about this a while ago, a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, did some streams about that as well. I think that's actually how Kyle and I kind of connected at some point because we commented back and forth a little bit about the weight thing and everything and the beer. Except for my weight, my other numbers are good, but I'm pretty overweight at the moment. Well, I would like to say that the last time I saw your full body shots was during the Beer Tripalooza a couple of months ago. I wouldn't say you look that much overweight, my brother. But overweight, feeling overweight, looking overweight is also a matter of perspective. And what is your own point of view on how you look? There's overweight and there's obese. And there's 2 different things. So you can be a little bit overweight, which is not unhealthy. And you can be obese, which is, again, when it comes to what you look like, looks and health are 2 different things. There's a lot of people out there saying, you're calling me fat, so you're calling me ugly or whatever. No, there's nobody saying you're ugly. There's nobody saying you're overweight, that you don't look good. There is that point where you have to consider if your weight is getting in the way of your health and your longevity. Are you going to be able to have a long, healthy life? Let's just be honest about this because he made it honest. Matt, our good friend Matt from Massive Beer Reviews, he did a little bit of a video about that a couple of days ago where he said that he wants to cut down on alcohol and some other things and some routines because he says, I am in my mid-40s and now I have a kid. And I want to be able to be there for the kid. And I want to be able to make sure that I am healthy and there and active. He never mentioned looks. He never meant the way he feels about how he looks or any of that. He just was talking about his general health and being aware of the fact that weight has a factor into your long-term perspective, so to say. I really wouldn't want to say that Kyle looks overweight from my point of view when I saw him, but if he feels that he is overweight for his point of view, well, there you go. And that's something that he can work on. A little bit of a segue there. I'm sorry. Let's talk about. Yeah, sorry.
I say, well, I'm obese, very obese, so not good for me.
I'm gonna be honest about it. People in the past in the store that I used to work in would look up at me and were like, yeah, you used to be and then they were you were a little bit bigger. And I looked them in the eye and I went straight for it. I looked them in my eye and said, no, I was fat. I was obese. I was fat. Yeah. I'm not going to lie about it. I was chubby as fuck and it wasn't healthy. And they looked at me, sorry.
No, it was a number of years ago. I went to Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween. Salem is, Salem witch trials and all that stuff. Very somewhat famous place.
Great time.
But I went there. Yeah. Well, it's all right now. I went there.
A couple of 100 years ago, not so much.
No, but I don't think many places were that nice back then, right?
Giddy.
Asshole. Jesus.
That just happened. Literally and figuratively, asshole.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah. But I went dressed as Luigi, Mario and Luigi, video games, and I don't know. Like, if anyone knows me, they know there's very few things I dislike more than kids. But I dislike kids. I mean, I guess I don't know. I like to say I do anyway. And but right when we stepped, we went to a bar first, and now I was the one driving. Now, not at this point. Now we're out on the town, but everyone else is drinking except me at this point. And we get to this bar, and my wife tries to order drinks for everybody, including me, because now we have a hotel and everything, so we're good. And someone says, "Yeah, everyone can drink except Luigi. He's had too many." And so they won't let me drink at this bar, which is funny. I was the only one. Everyone else is drunk except me. In my group, there's like 5 or 6 of us. And it doesn't matter. But after we left the bar, we were walking past this area. It's like sort of like carnival-esque, like the games with the shoot the water into the clown mouth and the balloon breaks and stuff. I don't know if that's normal where you are, but some lady came up to me. So some lady came up to me and said, "Hey, Luigi, will you take a picture with my son?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I see her son, and he was severely handicapped, and yeah, hell yeah. He, for all I know, he thought I was Luigi. I don't know. So, it's funny. I actually had a big beard going in. I had to shave it down. But
except for the mustache, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I did keep the mustache, but this costume I bought did have like a fake goofy mustache, which fell off partway through the night. But at this point, I still had it. But throughout that day, everywhere, "Hey, Luigi, can you take a picture? Hey, Luigi, can you take it?" With children. Like, I probably took like 75 pictures that day, maybe more. It was really. I was like, wow, like I was feeling pretty good about myself. not like literally. I wasn't like thinking, but geez, I'm probably pretty thin. But I was feeling pretty good about myself as a person, And
exactly,
then,
and that's the thing, though, Yeah.
Well, at one point, someone said it was someone dressed up sort of like a princess, and there was a Mario there, and "Hey, come take a picture with us." I was like, "Yeah, cool." And we're taking a picture, and some lady walked by and like made some awful comment, like, "Fucking hell, Luigi, how fucking fat are you gonna get?" And I was like, wow, that is Fucking
out of the mouth of babes, you know.
Oh no, this is a lady with her kids.
No, I know, but that's if you look at the entire thing. So if you look at the entire quote, out of the mouth of babes, it has something to do with people. So the Dutch version, it goes about the fact that people who are either drunk or children will always say the truth. Children didn't see you as somebody who was, you know, big. You had a costume on. You had the mustache. You were Luigi. And they didn't give a fuck about what you look like.
No, it was nice. I mean, not that it wasn't nice and like that, but it was nice to sort of like I don't know, like I like the idea that I might make someone happy at some point, you know? Like, I don't like want to be this miserable prick that people think is that people don't want to have around, you know? So like it was cool. Like these kids, like they look at you like it,
right.
I mean, most of them they're not. Most of these kids were. The first kid was very developmentally handicapped. It was you know, had all the physical hallmarks. It wasn't a mystery, you know. And his mother was so nice, and everything was great, and stuff. But most of the people, they were just kids, or some of them were like, you know, weren't like real little. Some of them were. It was just a, I don't know. It was kind of cool. I don't know. I've been to Salem a few times. It's never been that fun. This one was pretty fun. I had a good time, and that really kind of,
you know,
that comment really was.
Who would have known? Who would have known that a town that is known for basically burning women because they didn't conform to the norm is now actually a fun place? There you go, hanging them, whatever they did fucking nasty shit. No, so let's get to a topic that is, you know, for you a bit of a thing right now, and I have it right in front of me. That's the thing. If you want to lose weight, if you want to be healthy,
drop the beer.
Alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Alcohol and calories, especially beer. What is the multi-liquor? What gets you drunk quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans? Beer. Can't get enough of it. How we really love it. Makes me think I'm a man. Anyway. This shit is killer when it comes to calories. When it comes to gaining weight. When it comes to losing weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not wholly giving it up, but what I am doing is not buying anymore. I did buy some BCB.
Are you buying any less? That's a shit joke. I'm sorry. That's a shit shit joke. Sorry. No, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, I did buy some Bourbon County, but that goes right to the cellar. You know, it's not going into my fridge or anything. So, but I don't plan on cutting that out completely. But I'm definitely and honestly, that's not my biggest issue. Like, I don't really drink that much beer anyway. I mean, everyone on occasion drinks a lot, but for most weeks, I would say I don't really drink anything. Maybe I have the couple where we do it for the beer reviews, but I do drink them from top to bottom. I'm not, and maybe if I'm watching some fights with my brother, some boxing or some UFC or something, well, I'll have a beer or two. But for the most part, like most days of the week, I'm not drinking. You know, but so right now, it is something I'm more concerned about. Sorry.
So during the times that I was really fat, when it was like 9:30 p.m., I would probably just like have 2 beers, 2 pilsners, like 2 normal pilsners, and 3 or 4 slices of bread with peanut butter or cheese. You know, that would be my evening snack. My evening. That would be amazing. That would be fun. That would be what I would do. Yeah, there you go. So I dropped that shit. I dropped the first half year or so of losing weight. I basically did not drink any alcohol. On like maybe on a few occasions, maybe on a party, I would have like 2 or 3 beers, but that would be like every now and then. The regular drinking was basically gone. The amount of weight that I lost in a couple of months just by not eating after 8 p.m., 7 or 8 p.m. Yeah, like let's say 8 p.m. Not eating after 8 p.m. and not drinking any more alcohol. Just doing that just made me lose fucking weight. Now, I wouldn't have cheese and peanut butter at the same fucking time, you mother. You fuck you, Adam. Like, Adam, sometimes you know smart. Sometimes, Adam, you know smart. But that did a thing. So here's the thing. I feel pretty good about my weight. I'm a little bit. I got a little bit of a. It's some loose skin from losing weight back then. That's a little bit. I got a little bit of a moob thing going on. Come on, I'm like hitting my 40s. Like, I'm gonna be 40 in a couple of months. Of course, I'm not gonna have that perfect, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans kind of thing going on. I make English. I make English well. I make English good. I mean, I'm not gonna have that perfect physique unless I start working out. Before we segue into the beard situation, right? Here's the thing. This goes for men and women. Media is pushing so many images onto us about what we think is attractive. And when it comes to men, I'm just gonna focus on men, because let's be honest, it's about you and me, and the biggest audience that we have is men. The images that we get force-fed is Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, those physiques from the Marvel movies, Ben Affleck in his part as Batman. Those are the kind of guys that we relate to, because those are the movies that you and I watch a lot. And we look at ourselves and go like, I don't know. Please drop that bullshit. This is basically what happens for men if a woman would watch a couple of Playboy magazines and think like, is this what guys are into? Should I look like this? It makes them insecure and go like, that's not cool. I don't look like that. No, but that's the exception. People don't actually look like that in real life. So please stop focusing on what you think you should look like, because guys like Chris Hemsworth, before they start making those movies, they basically spent 12 hours a day in the gym. Literally. That's not a joke. They spent 12 hours a day working out, working on their physique.
But they also have professionals that are detailing their diets around everything, and But it's also this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, I'm not going to lie. Some of the things that are happening out there, some pill-formed enhancements are definitely. You can lie whatever you want, but you don't get like that without adding some pill, powder, liquid, whatever in your diet. Some shit is going on. So please don't focus on that too much. That's the first thing. The second thing is the beer. Okay, so what I've learned in the last couple of years is it's better to just, if you come home, you had a long day, come home from work, you have like a Pilsner, either when you're cooking, if you're the one that cooks like I am, or if you're the one that enjoys the cooking from somebody else, and you want to have like a lager, a simple 12-ounce bottle or can of lager during your dinner. That's not going to hurt you in terms of calories. That's not going to be so bad. So if that's what you do during the week, for me as a beer tuber, for me as somebody who enjoys beers, I'll have 1, maybe 2 days a week where I'll do the binging. I'll have like 4 beers in the afternoon. That's what I review. That's what I film. I'll drink them top to bottom. I'll probably have snack foods as well. I'll overdo my calorie intake on one day. And that's it. That's it. You have that one day where you can basically, again, 2 middle fingers in the air, say pow, 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 do whatever the fuck you want, have fun, and forget about it for the rest of the week. The rest of the week,
on December 17th is the Nerd Sense Christmas special. I'll be drinking.
I wish I could be
I'll be drinking quite heavily.
Do it. Fucking do it. Do it.
Yeah, I will.
Because you know what's going to happen. Your body is going to say, let's just hit a number. Your body is going to say, like, did I just hit 4,000 calories? And you know what's going to happen? Do you know how many calories you need to intake daily to gain a kilo of weight?
I don't know.
I think it's around 4,500, 5,000 calories for like a kilo or 2 odd something pounds of weight. If you do that on a daily basis, there you go. If you do that once a week and the rest of the week you are slightly under that daily intake of calorie thing, you know, you're basically burning off that storage that you just did on that one day. And you're balancing things out. You had that one day where you're like, I had fucking 4 bourbon barrel-aged imperial stouts and I ate a bag of crisps and I had like some spare ribs. And you know, the rest of the week, you can still have delicious meals. They're just going to be low fat and low calorie. They're going to be delicious because of, you know, you use some great vegetables. You use the nice spices. We talked about curries today, remember?
Was that today?
Was it? Yeah,
Yes.
That was this morning, right? Or well, no, sorry, that's the. It might have been last night for you.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
We talked about curry. You can make curries that are insanely flavorful.
Oh yeah.
Packed full of nutrients. Eat it with rice, and you're gonna have like what, 450 calories?
It depends on how much rice you eat.
I'll get into that later. I'll get into that.
If anyone that doesn't know, is my wife's Cambodian, so
in terms of diet, that's a hell.
Yeah, well, it is and isn't. Like she went to school for culinary, whatever, I don't know, but she did basically like French cooking, basically, and she worked mostly in restaurants for like she did like a South American restaurant. She was executive chef there for years, and she's worked a lot of different places, and none of them were Asian food, but for some amount of time we lived in the same building as her parents. They have a big house, and the second floor is another apartment and the third floor is another apartment, but they own it. But if I was downstairs or where her parents lived, her father would be like, you know, I'm not gonna imitate his accent because that'd be fucked up, but he would just tell me, oh, eat rice. I'm like, oh, okay. And I finished it like, eat more rice. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Eat more rice. I was sitting at the table with them like, keep eating rice. Eat more rice. All right.
Do you know what your best friend is when you want to lose weight?
Creatine.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm fucking around.
A kitchen scale.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a good thing to do for anything.
That's a good thing to do. I live by myself. If I cook rice or pasta, I weigh it. I take a little scale. It's about 75 to 80 grams of uncooked rice or uncooked pasta. Doesn't matter which kind of rice, doesn't matter which kind of pasta. 75 to 80 grams a person. That's it. If you don't cook more than what's healthy for you, you're not going to overeat.
Yeah.
So if you're a 2-person household, take a scale, boil 160 grams of uncooked rice, divide it over 2 plates, add the rest of the healthy curry that you want to make, because you can make a healthy curry without hardly any kind of fat. You got like these, we have in the Netherlands, it's kind of weird, but you have these frozen sort of square blocks of cod.
Yeah.
It's like a cod. It's like a whitefish. It's like a cod. It's frozen. Yeah. It's like a square. It's sort of semi-processed, as in it's still cod, but they sort of cut it up and then squared it off and blah blah blah. They froze it.
Yeah.
I'll take one of those blocks, which is like, I don't know, 80 calories.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do, I'll just stir fry some vegetables, like maybe some bell peppers, and I'll take some bell peppers and onions. I'll stir fry it, a little bit of tomato paste. I'll add some nice, spices. I'm going to add a little bit of broth to it, like a vegetable or fish stock or whatever. I'll add the frozen thing of fish in there, simmer it for like 10 minutes. At that cooked rice, the 80 grams, I'll have an entire healthy meal that is like about 400 calories and everything that I need, everything in. And here's the thing, because we've been talking about calories, losing weight, but there's also things that you need in terms of vitamins, proteins, minerals. So if you add that, the cod is going to have like proteins, vitamins, minerals.
Yeah.
Your vegetables. You can still have delicious, filling meals. Here's a little fun story. I once, with my ex-girlfriend back in the day, her sister and her then boyfriend, they're married now, their boyfriend, they were over for dinner. I cooked a meal that was basically, again, with all of the healthy proteins, healthy fats, healthy vegetables, the right amounts of rice. And she just looked at the plate that I gave her and like, how are you guys eating so much food and are losing weight? She was shocked at the amount of food that was on the plate. I said, because about 3/4 of what you're seeing here is healthy vegetables and healthy proteins.
Oh, yeah.
That 1/4 is carbohydrates. You need carbohydrates as fuel for your body, but the right amount, and that's how you lose weight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not complicated. And there, to be fair, there are people that have demented. Sorry, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hot water, and I keep getting texts nonstop that they don't have hot water. I was arguing between us and to just feed and pay.
Guys, I'm just going to give a talking for a little bit. There might be a situation going on where Mike might have to drop off. No, I'm not being nosy, actually, because Mike, I actually dropped my headphones because I was afraid Mike was saying things. We might have to end the live stream a little bit earlier because I think there might be a situation on Mike's end.
We do. Yeah, I do. I have to get out of here.
Yeah, okay, there's a situation on Mike's end. So, guys, do feel free to rewatch this. Mike, feel free to drop. I can end this. I can wrap this up. You do you.
Good seeing you, bud.
Cheers, brother. Love you. Bye-bye. Okay, so, guys, we're going to wrap this up because I heard something about hot water. I think Mike might have a technical situation in his house right now. I'm just going to go through a few of the comments. Mercy Adam says, I do overcook pasta, but usually it's for lunch the following day. So you can, of course, create more food, but just don't eat it all. Save it for another day. There you go. Nice little pasta salad for the other day. That's nice. Cinnabon has moved around the corner from my house. Can I already get a slab it out of my hand? Cinnabon is evil. It's just processed sugars, man. But yeah, I'll come over. You pay for the ticket and everything. I'll do it. I wasn't being nosy again, but yeah, I was doing this because it was like, So. I'm going to end the live stream here because we've had a nice little chat. Mike had to go for a technical situation in his domicile. We will be doing this a little bit more often in the future, hopefully every week, where Mike really would like to have talks about, what's been going on, what's been happening, his situation, and yeah. So please do feel free to join in on these chats, talk about, healthy lifestyles. We can talk about life. We'll be talking about other things as well. This one was very focused on food and losing weight and what's healthy and what's not. But we were talking about other things as well. Like what TV shows have you been watching? What movies are awesome? We'll be talking about shit, but it's basically just really helping Mike out with his weight loss. And I'm going to help him with it. He's going to help himself with it, but as a community, as a group of friends, I think we can help him with it. So, there you go. Everybody, thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you guys for joining in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out. And yeah, cheers. See you guys in another live stream. See you guys in another, let's keep Mike honest. See you guys in another beer review, whatever. And have a happy Sunday. Cheers, everybody.